Hello everybody, welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Thanks for checking out my new video. It's talking about group and family economics. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and have a great day. Hello everybody. Today we're going to talk about family and group economics, one of my favorite subject matters. Hope you guys are having a great day. Let's get into this. Let's do this. We're getting into the holiday season here. It's the end of October. November is basically here. December is right around the corner. Thanksgiving, Christmas, it's on its way, right? And for the most part, we love being around our different intermediate families and external family members. I know I do. And it's always crazy how the ones I love to be around are usually the ones that live either around the corner or the ones that live way, way far away. So it's just kind of crazy how that works out. Excuse me. But we'd like to spend time with them. And I know for the parents out there, I always hear how much you love your children, how much you take care of them, the sacrifices you make for them. Hey, my hat goes off to you, because one, I know what my mother had to go through to ensure that I was raised right, to ensure that I became the man that I am today and the man that I want to become to be tomorrow. So to the parents out there, to my mother, everybody, you got a lot of credit. Big ups to you. All that great stuff. Keep doing what you're doing and continuously encouraging children to do better and be different and think outside of the box all at the same time. So that's my little spill on that. So and the beautiful thing is about the holiday season, it helps brings people together. Hopefully it's for the good, because a lot of times, with family, you have everybody, and everybody's family, there's going to be some sort of drama, because a lot of people just like to have drama in their life. And the old saying goes, you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your family. So you leave it at that. And for a lot of the big families out there, I know that nowadays we're so spread out, because jobs just, they come and go, the companies move. If you're in the military, you're rotating between areas every couple of years. So a lot of people just are not as close knit as they used to be anymore. It's funny how mostly immigrant families within the United States are closer than your average American family. And they usually live within the same city block of each other, or at least within the same state with one another, because of the connection, how close they are, because they've immigrated to the United States. I always admired that. A lot of other Americans used to be that back in the 1800s, 1900s, because they had no choice. But the job market's changed, so that's just how it is. But anyways, I digress. But thanks to social media, we're able to keep in touch with a lot of our family members. I mean, hey, thanks to social media, I can keep in touch with some of my cousins, my brother, a lot of people that are across the nation. And it makes me not only feel great, but it just helps me innovate my companies and help spark conversations, and then just see what's going on in people's lives, to make sure they're doing good, and give them the thumbs up and the congratulations when their achievements occur, from births to marriages to education to opening new businesses. Those are always my favorite ones to see. But I digress. But when it comes to a lot of things, and obviously you see these pictures up with these families having a good time, the thing is, around the holidays, usually the subject matter consists of, football, what's happening, what's been going on, the last couple of years. But I say, to everybody, because I say one thing. Well, first you got to add in that you have a lot of different generations that are at the dinner table. The different perspectives that are at the dinner table, and I can definitely respect that, with the different perspectives and the different generations, because you're able to learn, you're able to challenge them, and they're able to challenge you. And I always say, you want to be around people that think differently from you, and do things differently from you, because you're able to look at the subject matter through a different lens. Whether you agree with that or not, it doesn't matter. You still want to be able to be in an environment where somebody can challenge you on your thoughts and your beliefs, and you can challenge them on their thoughts and their beliefs. But then you can come together from a collective standpoint, and be respectful, because that's another thing you don't see too much of nowadays. Be respectful to one another while you're doing it. And then everybody can end up learning something, whether you agree or disagree. You can always agree to disagree and still be friends and still be family and move on. It's not worth having a bunch of drama and screaming and acting like a bunch of buffoons just because you disagree with somebody. I mean, leave that to the politicians. They get paid enough money for that nonsense. But when it comes to your family, do what you got to do. When it comes to your friends that you consider family in a sense, because family is not just a name or a bloodline. It's how close you are with certain people. So if you feel that's the same way with them, keep that great friendship going with those people you consider to be family, because you just never know when they'll need you and when you're going to need them. So I'll leave it at that. But yeah, having those different generations around the holidays, it challenges the perspective. I think it's right. And then the thing is about being with your families around the holidays, just be thankful. Just be thankful that you can see these people. Just be thankful that, for sometimes, just be thankful that you can be alive, right? Just be thankful for that point that we're still breathing and you're still here. You might not want to create everything, or you might want to create everything right now and do everything right now, but sometimes that just doesn't work out in your favor. You know what I mean? And then all the subject matters that are discussed around the dinner tables, like I said earlier, I know it usually consists of the football season and and what happened 20 years ago and all that good stuff, etc. and so forth. Great. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't knock it. Not a big fan of talking about that stuff, but I don't knock it. But I ask and I challenge you, your friends, your family, especially around this holiday season, to discuss group economics at the dinner table. I'm not asking for anything crazy. But if it seems crazy to you, I remember growing up, and I was fortunate to grow up in a diverse area, like Prince William County, Virginia, Woodbridge, Virginia, DMV area, blah blah blah. I was definitely fortunate enough to grow up around different cultures and see how different people acted at the dinner table from various communities, and I thought it was just awesome, great experiences all around, even from my own community. Okay, so. But a lot of times the subject matters would usually it could consist of soccer practice, football practice, baseball practice, school, grades, things of that nature, your job. But a lot of times in other cultures, it usually consists of, especially when the men and the women are talking to one another and the kids are being said, go to this specific room. The subject matter usually talks about business, investments, financial intelligence. How can we prosper from different areas? How can we, just become better tomorrow than we are today from a financial standpoint? That is usually on the conversation of a lot of people who immigrate to the United States, because they came to a capitalist country to capitalize on something. And I think a lot of times us as Americans, we forget that it's great that we have the opportunity to enjoy our beautiful freedoms, have a great job, do whatever we want, and all that great stuff. But a lot of times we get too far caught up in the consumption of things and not the capitalization of things. It's cool to consume, but it's even better to capitalize. Just treat it like a marriage or any relationship. It's a give and take situation. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that a lot of people forget about to talk about at the dinner table during the holidays. Me, myself, if you want to bore me, talk about anything outside of business and investments. That's all I got to say. I mean, I can talk about other subject matters, but I don't knock the football fans. I say it once again, so don't give me any flack, but I live in the DMV area, so I'll talk about the Redskins. I got nothing against the Redskins because I don't have a football team. So I'll say this: the Redskins winning the football game or winning the Super Bowl does nothing for Larry Patterson. It does nothing for the Patterson family. My mom's side of the family does nothing for the Langley family. So I'm not going to put too much emphasis on whether the Redskins or the Giants or Dallas Cowboys or whomever wins or loses a game. If you have a team, I would say good. I'm glad you have a football team. Now it's that you have a football team, now it's time for you to build an economic team. And let that economic team consist of your friends and family. All right. And as much as you celebrate your team winning the game, winning the Super Bowl, winning in the playoffs and all that good stuff, you can put that same emphasis and great energy into celebrating your economic team winning. Put it on the same pedestal. Don't make one lesser than the other. Put it on the same pedestal, and I bet that'll change your life, because me winning $1 billion a day, that could change my life. Redskins winning doesn't change my life. It could give me a good feeling, but it doesn't change my life. And I'm really on the mindset of changing my life, and I look at it like that. And the thing is, everybody that's a parent, they know the kids mimic what they see and what they hear. Okay, and if the kids, as you see in this picture, they see that money flying up in the air, and the parents are teaching them family and group economics and financial intelligence, that's going to make them look at the world differently through a different lens. Because a lot of times people who actually have wealth, they teach the kids how to not only create wealth, but how to keep the wealth that they have, and etc. and so forth. Look at the Waltons. Look at the Gates family. Look at the Bezos, the Jeff Bezos of the world. The list goes on and on. The mindset, what you're taught, and what you physically implement, because talk is great, but physical implementation is what it's really all about at the end of the day. Practice what you preach, or don't preach at all. You lead by example, or don't lead at all. The whole nine. I just leave it at that, And because, like I said, when it comes to that, and the kids mimic what they see, it's a beautiful thing. So when your family's getting together this holiday season, do me a favor. Talk about business, and more business, because I want to see that a kid knows how to start a business in the future, especially in the Patterson and the Langley family, before they even know how to get a job. Knowing how to get a job becomes secondary to them. They'll get one, that's great. Let them build some income, learn some responsibility. But then they can say, eventually, this will not be my job anymore. Eventually, I will be able to create something like this. I love that mindset. And as you can see right now, this is my little group economics, and it's the same thing with family economics. Is most people have big families, group economics to family economics, it all goes hand in hand. You see it with the 500 Facebook friends / family members. Get the certain amount of people together to contribute a certain amount of money a month. Hey, you got $5,000. You do $5,000 for a year, that's $60,000. That's somebody's salary right there. Think about that. That's somebody's salary. Okay, so if you wanted to have a family business, you could buy a franchise, or if not, there's parts of the United States that you can put $60,000 in on something, and you can buy an apartment complex, especially if you go to the Midwest and the South. Think of the possibilities. The list goes on and on. I'm just thinking of specific things that I would do with $60,000 if I had with a bunch of people, because everybody can prosper off of an apartment complex. Because last time I checked, no matter what the economy goes up, it goes down, people gonna need someplace to live. You can benefit off of having a franchise, because no matter what happens with the economy, people, especially if you get the right franchise, people need to eat. People need to buy clothes. The list goes on and on. Or you can get buy into a car shop franchise. People always gonna need the cars get fixed. So I'm just saying. Think of the possibilities. It's crazy, but that's just how I look at it. Because everybody has one thing. Everybody has in their family, whether good or bad. Whether you've been to prison, whether you are a prior addict, whether you have a college degree or certification, whether you have a skilled trade. Okay, everybody has family members that falls in all those specific categories that I just mentioned, or friends that I just mentioned. Okay, they have those skill sets, but a lot of times they don't even think they have a skill set. And the crazy thing is, I say it to everybody: if you have a job, that means you have a skill set. You could be working at McDonald's, you have a skill set. You were working at Walmart, you have a skill set. Why? Because somebody's capitalizing off of your labor, and that means you have a skill set. The only thing is, you need to be able to put that skill set into something else. From the friends to the family, it does not matter. Put it together. Make something happen. It doesn't even have to be just a regular business. My favorite thing is just putting money together and buying land or buying real estate. Like I said, $60,000. If the Pattersons had $60,000 to play with, let's buy an apartment complex in Richmond, Virginia. I know that's what my brother would want to do, because that's his town, or on the outskirts. Think about it. If the Langleys had $60,000 to $100,000 to play with, let's buy some land. Let's buy an apartment complex. Let's buy a franchise. That's the mindset I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's the mindset I'm all about. And then the thing is, we all pass away. It's left there for future generations, and the kids could have something when they get out of high school and they get out of college. I think it's a great thing. I'll drink to that. You know what I'm saying? Uncles, cousins, aunts, grandparents, in-laws, whatever. Putting that pile of money together like way back in the day, like people used to do, instead of just consistently consuming and getting debt, actually just doing something different. That's just how, that's the financial outcome I see for the Pattersons and the Langleys. I'm mentioning them because that's my family right there. Okay, as much as we celebrate education, one's faith, one's salary, I would like to put celebrating owning business and owning investments and assets and properties at that same level. That's all I'm saying. It's a beautiful thing. If you want to do it, inbox me. If you have my number, email me, whatever. This is not impossible. It is possible. It's like I said, stop with this crap of trying to outshine people with your education. Stop with this crap of trying to outshine people with your car and your house. That doesn't mean anything to me. Okay, outshine with a business. And then the crazy thing is, say for example, if Jamal has a successful business and James' business is struggling, then Jamal could not laugh at James. Jamal can say, okay, well, this is what you could do, James, and we can even partner together. And if you make me a partner within the company, that gives Jamal more time to, if he invests time and maybe a little bit of money, then Jamal gets more of a tax write-off at the end of the year, and a little bit more money in his pocket for making the right proper investments. That's all I'm saying. It's a crazy concept. People working together and not against each other. I'm all for competition, but let the competition be against the right people. Let it be with the right people. And then before I end this thing off, remember, I probably said this before in one of my other videos, but it's a beautiful thing that I think that immigrants do, and I think families used to do way back in the day in the mid 1900s. People, and I'll even make sure I read this off. You have 20 family members. They contribute $80 a week because, and before I get into it, you have so many people that love to play the lottery. And last week, they were making a big deal about the Mega Millions, how big it was, and of course everybody's playing. And hey, I played myself. I'm not, hey, because if I could play myself and I win, I'm quitting my job and I'm just gonna put all my energy and focus into my businesses. I ain't gonna be putting my energy and focus into a job and whatnot. But that's just my personal opinion. But anyways, you have a lot of immigrant families. They will put $80 a week into a little pot, and about 20 people that's putting $80 a week, so it adds up to about $300. And then with 20 people, it adds up to about, for the month, it adds up to about $1,280. Now, and then they do their own little version of the lottery. Whoever draws the winning number, they get that number at the end of the month. So I think that's a great way to play your own little lottery. Obviously, that's the honor system of the family, and I know a lot of times people want to talk about family this and family that, and that's great. Have every different aspect of family that you want, okay? But just incorporate the family/group economics aspect, if you haven't done so, into your family instead of trying to outshine each other. Because I look at family as one thing. We can love each other. We can even complain to one another at the end of the day. But we do not need to be in competition with one another. We need to come together as a collective, and your family needs to come together as a collective so that you can be in competition with others. If your last name is Martinez, and the Martinezes need to be in competition with the Pattersons, the Pattersons need to be in competition with the Wilsons, et cetera and so forth. That's where the competition needs to lie. So I'll end this video off with one thing, but before I do, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Love you guys. If you're watching this on Facebook, please check out my YouTube page and subscribe to my YouTube page so you can get instant access. And at the end of the day, I leave it off with this. Can't see the picture, but it's all good. It says, if you can't build with them, don't chill with them. And that's how I feel at the end of the day. If I can't build with you, I can't really chill with you that much, because my time is worth money, and money never sleeps. I've had plenty of jobs. I've had promotions. I don't want to get another job. I want to create jobs and create opportunities for me and people around me. And I would imagine that most people out there would want to do that. Even if you don't want to be an entrepreneur, at least be an investorpreneur, as I like to call it. Invest your money in the right places. Give yourself opportunities to where a job can become an option. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great night.